Good evening. Yeah, that's better. Good evening and welcome to tonight's debate featuring the 7 candidates running for the Sturbridge Board of Selectmen. My name is Keith Turley and I'm Executive Vice President of Turley Publications, publisher of the Tantascwa Town Common newspaper, co-sponsor of tonight's debate, and most importantly, I'm a 17-year resident of Sturbridge. Before we get started, I would like to thank the many people who have made tonight possible. First, our co-sponsors, Dick Vaughn of WESO Spirit of 970 AM Radio, and Alex McNitt of the Tri-Community Chamber of Commerce. Next, a big thank you to Steve Bliss and the students and staff at Tantascwa Regional High School for not only providing the venue and audiovisual aid, but also for making a student journalist available to sit on our media panel. I would also like to thank the candidates for their participation, as well as Mike Miller for moderating tonight's debate. Finally, I'd like to thank the staff of the Tantascwa Town Common, especially Tim Kane, Turley Publications Executive Editor, and Justine Murphy, Tantascwa Town Common Editor. They've put in many long hours making tonight possible. Sturbridge is faced with many daunting issues. The construction of a new elementary school, broadening our tax base, how much growth to have and what form that will take, and the construction of a new wastewater treatment plant. For the upcoming election, 7 citizens have stepped forward to campaign for the 2 Board of Selectmen seats that are up for election. The purpose of tonight's debate is to offer a neutral, nonpartisan platform on which to examine each candidate's positions on the difficult issues facing the town of Sturbridge. In the process, we hope to help the voters make better informed decisions and to leave here with a better understanding of where each candidate stands on each of the issues. A final note, this debate will be rebroadcast this week on Spirit of 970 AM Radio. In addition, please look for full coverage in this week's issue of Tantascwa Town Common. We will also be posting various clips on our website from the debate. At this point, I would like to turn things over to Alex to introduce our moderator, our media panel, and the candidates. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. It's really a pleasure to see you all here and to see our full slate of candidates also participating in this event. I would like to start by introducing each of them. To my immediate right is Kevin Smith. I'm sure you're all familiar with him, chairman of our finance committee. Beside him is Scott Guerreri, one of the business leaders in town. Mary Blanchard, longtime resident, very active in all of the boards, most recently on the zoning board, I believe. Excuse me. Beside her is, Jeff Banja. Also resident of town, more recent, but having served as an inspector in town. Beside him is Priscilla Gimmis, and very active resident in town. Beside her, to her right is Chris Mattioli, and I believe he's chairman of the Democratic Committee. And at the very end, our incumbent, Bill Emmerich. Again, thank you all for coming. And our panel of questioners tonight. Of course, we have Dick Vaughn, who is the COO of the Spirit 970 WESO. To his right is Justine Murphy. She is with Turley Publications. And to her right is Matt Mitchell. He is the news editor for Tantascwa's Tomahawk newspaper. I would now like to introduce the moderator for the evening, Michael Miller. He should be very familiar with this space. As I understand it, he was a town moderator for many years. So I shall turn it over to Mike and we'll get the show going. Thank you.
Good evening. It's nice to be back after 8 years. The format is just slightly different than what you might have read in the paper. We did meet prior 2 weeks ago, 5 of us, to come up with the format. It will be very simple. There will be opening remarks, and all the candidates have been made aware of this. Opening remarks for 3 minutes or up to 3 minutes each. We are then going to have 9 rounds of questions, 3 from each one of the panel. Questions we'll switch the order each time, but the question will be answered by all 7 candidates, I'm sorry. And then finally, there will be closing comments of 2 minutes. With that said, I would like to start at the